Every few months, a new controversy sparks the internet, and this time it's over one word, randi. Yes, you heard me right. And right at the center of it is Divija Bhasin, popularly known as the awkward goat. And for those of you who don't know her, she's a fairly popular mental health influencer on social media who has been going viral for making one of her boldest claims. She urged women to reclaim the word which has long been used as a slur to undermine women who exchange sex for money. So, this raises a very critical question. Is it actually empowering for women to reclaim a word which is so loaded in caste, class, and gendered violence? Or is it just pain turned into performance? I'm Aditi, and today we'll be discussing feminism, privilege, and the power of India's online wars. Historically, it referred to women who were widowed or were sex workers, often assigned to those who belong to the Dalit community and other lower castes. So, in Indian northern patriarchy, it became synonymous with immorality. Linguistics trace its root back to Persian and Sanskrit for the word widowed, but its Indian use grew out of caste coded rules for purity, and soon by the 20th century, it had become an insult hurled at any woman who dared to act independently.
रंडी समझ रही हैं आप हमको? हैं? रंडी समझ रहे हैं?
ना रंडी से थोड़ा कम समझ रहे हैं, लेकिन आप कह रही हैं कि बीसी साहब हमको रंडी समझिए तो अब हम समझेंगे। चलो।
So when somebody says today, they're actually invoking centuries of stigma around class, caste, and sexuality. Enter Divija Bhasin, who asks women to reclaim the word as a symbol of independence. And it's the same logic as women in Western feminist movements trying to reclaim the word slut, right? But here's the catch. In a country like India, which is so rooted in caste and class, the context varies completely and it deeply shapes who gets to own the word safely. So, this is where things start getting messy because Divija, with all her good intentions, is still a woman from the upper class and an urban background. So, when she says let's reclaim the word, it does not mean the same thing because it does not hit her the same way as it would hit a Dalit or a lower class working woman who gets called the same thing in real life, mind you, not online. So it's like saying let's make fun of poverty to break the stigma while never having to skip a meal yourself. So even if with done with well good intention, it's still a tone deaf thing to say.
In India, rapists are more likely to attack women from the Dalit community than from any other caste group. A 10-year-old girl was raped 2 years ago by a man from an upper caste.
And of course, it all went down online, where if something goes viral, it loses all of its context. So you could spend like hours explaining yourself, but if somebody decides to add a 5-second clip, add subtitles to it, boom, you're either the superhero or the villain of feminism now. But the problem here lies that the word has real life consequences. So if you say teenage girls are associating it with it online and putting it in their bios to look edgy or empowered. But imagine a real life situation where you actually hear 15-year-old girls saying it in school. That's not liberation, then, that is dangerous. The criticisms against Divija aren't coming necessarily from a place of anti feminism. It's just a way of saying, hey, that's not the way you exercise it because it's not about replacing shame with shock value as much as it is about changing how the society views women, especially the ones who are underprivileged. So if a rich influencer says she wants to reclaim that word as a form of rebellion, it risks leaving out the women who cannot afford that rebellion. If a rich influencer wants to reclaim that word, it's performance art. But if a woman of the lower caste gets called that, it's violence. And that's the gap that we should be talking about. So it's not bad that somebody wants to reclaim that word. It's just that not everyone has the power to do so safely.
Sexual assault on Dalit woman is something which hurt most. You want to hurt the Dalit pride, and the best thing is to hurt their women. But there is a growing tendency that has come up now is to humiliate Dalit.
So, where does that leave us at the end of the day? Because Divija's trying to challenge shame, which is valid, and the critics are trying to save people from harm, which is also valid. So, feminism at the end of the day is a really complicated thing on the internet, mixed with real pain, performative trends, and genuinely trying to figure it out together. So, if you made it till the end of the video, please know that this is not aimed at canceling anyone. We all need more nuance. And please leave a comment if you feel like you're up to it, and see you later.